You are listening to Visionaries Wrestling Network, providing your perfect podcast experience.
M is for Mason.
G is for Graham.
B for Betcha.
This is the MGB Wrestling Podcast, the podcast with PG-rated material accessible to wrestling fans of all ages. Hi, my name is Mason, and here's proof that wrestling fans still live with their parents, my co-host, my dad, Graham.
Okay, this is Nova Pro Z2. This is Stay Vicious. Actually, why did I say Z? This is Z2. That's a really bad habit of mine. This is from Sunday, January 31st, 2016. Doors opened at 4:30 p.m. and bell time was 5 p.m. My goodness, that's really early. I don't remember what the first one was. Actually, we should probably say, this has been like a year since we actually recorded Z1. We decided we wanted to go back and listen to the classic ones, and or the original ones that we hadn't seen. We watched them on independent TV. Actually, the last one we watched on Powerbomb TV, because it was actually at spring break last year. And we decided to watch this one. We actually started watching, very randomly, this wasn't planned, on January 30th, 2019. And the actual event was January 31st. And then we watched some on January 31st, and it took us about 4 weeks to watch this. I don't know what took so long. And yeah, so anyway, we wanted to go back and look. Anything in the intro at all?
For the entrance, they have like a big wall, and then there's like black paper. It's not like a real entrance.
No, it wasn't. I got that written down as two. It was like all taped together. It looked very different. You certainly didn't have the regular old curtain that we were used to as well. Also, they had a traffic cone which had warning tape around it as well. That was like the security thing. I was like, that's not going to stop anything at all. I still think they have that sort of warning tape. Yeah. It's not like a metal barrier or anything, but having a traffic cone looked kind of funny. I think they have an actual stand now at least. But so there were certainly a few things. Shall we go to match one then?
Yeah.
Match one. It was Timmy Retton versus Smith Garrett for the CWF Mid-Atlantic Television title. Now, Timmy Retton is actually one half of the Gymnasty Boys, because I remember recognising that name before. They've fought the Ugly Ducklings multiple times. Oh, Smith Garrett actually wrestles in CWF even now, and he actually just tweeted out, "So I'm having my first match in almost a year and a half, and you get a likely sellout. You're welcome. Hashtag just saying." So at the time we were starting to look through this, he'd actually been injured for a long time. So he still wrestles with CWF 3 years later, and yeah, he was actually starting to make his comeback. Okay, anything else for this match before the actual match itself? Because I have a couple of things if you don't.
I think Tyler Breeze must have got mugged by Timmy Lou Retton.
I had the same thing. I didn't put mugged. I put Timmy Lou is dressed in the American flag. And yeah, he looks just like Tyler Breeze. His boots did, didn't they? They had like the furry stuff on them. But yeah, no, it was very clear. I wonder which one came first. I don't remember. Tyler Breeze was probably in NXT at that time. I didn't watch NXT then, so I really don't know. I did hear one comment. I'm sure this is not true. Commentator said there's 18 feet of snow, because they said it was a snow day, which was funny because I think it was a snow day when we were watching it to begin with, which is why we started watching it as well.
The 18 feet of snow? That's not true.
That can't be true. It can't even have been 18 inches of snow. I'm sure they were exaggerating, but I thought it was funny they had a snow day. I just looked. I don't have anything for this match.
I have like...
I must have been looking on Twitter.
Timmy did like a handstand, and then he did a couple of cartwheels, and then he looked very athletic. And then I have the ending.
Okay, go ahead. I don't have anything.
O'Connor roll.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
I put on here, actually, the match was over in 4 minutes and 42 seconds. So by the time I'd written down who was actually in the match, gone and researched a little bit about checking the details, because I thought, I'm sure I recognised Timmy Lou Retton, but I couldn't remember why. And that was it. The only other thing I've written down, and I don't remember this at all, I put Timmy Lou Retton did some very girly sounds. Mm-hmm. I don't remember that at all. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
This is one of my cryptic codes then. I should have been more specific. I don't know if that means it was like high-pitched or something.
Like the Joey Ryan moment?
Or something like I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, it reminded me of that one as well. Yeah, that meant nothing to me either. I guess we better move on to match 2 then. Alright, match 2 was a 6-man tag team match featuring Dan O'Hare, George Gatton, Jeff Cannonball, Brandon Greene, Prakash Sabar, and Rayo.
Nobody wanted to fight Jeff Cannonball.
Why not?
Because he's so big.
And it was kind of funny. When we actually watched this, we recognised, we're like, oh, that's Tara Calloway's husband. And then actually, when we actually went to the first Nova Pro event of the year, Jeff Cannonball actually returned.
Yeah.
And so I said, I think this is his first one since that. We actually looked online. He was at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Nova Pro event. And then he returned for the 38th event. So there was a big gap in between. I got a couple of other things before that as well. When Money Greene came out, he was all dressed in green. He had a $sign on his back, but it wasn't Money Greene. It was just Brandon Greene. So it must have been that transition at that point between Brandon Greene and Money Greene. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
So thinking of Jeff Cannonball makes me think of death matches. And talking about death matches, didn't you say Joey Ryan was coming back and he's going to fight Nick Gage?
No, I didn't say that. I said Joey Ryan's coming back. I said Nick Gage is coming back. We tried to put that together in a death match. Oh, that's what you would like to see.
No, a dingo death match.
Dingo death match. Mayday's already tweeted that out as well.
Or Neon Lights versus Dingo.
We'll have to see how that actually comes out. What did I write down here? I'm not sure this makes sense. Oh, while I was researching this, I found out Tara Calloway actually got injured in 2013. The opening few minutes of her match for Wrestling Is Respect against Vader Scott, Calloway jumped off the ring apron to chase Scott, and when her foot became tangled in the ring apron, this caused her to completely tear her ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Oh, gosh.
She was out of action until the end of 2013.
Is that why she has a knee brace?
Possibly, but yeah, you tend not to realize things like that when you see the wrestlers as they are now. You forget like a few years, like how long have they been wrestling, how many injuries they've had, and
Jeff Cannonball's probably had more than that when he fights death matches.
Quite possibly, yeah, definitely, that's very possible. And I actually looked on this because I looked at Tara first to just check that she was married to Jeff Cannonball. Tara tweeted, Jeff's fortune cookie is threatening him. It says, enjoy yourself while you can. That's the weirdest fortune cookie I've ever seen. That does sound almost like...
That's not as bad as the one I saw in a video. It was like, this job was well done, but the fortune was out of the cookie.
I got a few other things for different people, and then you can tell us about the match itself. Dan Hare is actually on the CZW roster. That's the one that you always get mixed up with AEW for some reason. That's the crazy one. That's why they really do go for death matches. And anyway, lots of extreme clips on Twitter, including someone being hit with 3 lights at once.
Whoa!
I know you just mentioned the lights.
Wasn't there a guy who was on the trampoline and then like there was like a diving board
that
and
might
then
have been
he
that
jumps
then,
off
possibly. Yeah.
and then he jumps on a guy with neon lights and then he was on top of a trampoline and then they both get stretched out.
That might have been the clip that I showed you from
Why would you do that?
Because it's entertaining and it's very memorable.
But you get hurt
You remember.
really bad.
Okay, what do you actually got for this match then?
Scissors, put Money Greene. He like he jumps and then he puts him in like a head scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes up and down and hat falls off. And then Prakash Sabar puts it on his head.
Okay.
And then that's basically all I have.
Did you have the finish at all? I got some other stuff first, so you can look.
I have something
busting Bronco from Prakash on Gatton. There's a cheap shot by Rayo. Greene gets tagged in. Gatton's been in a long time at this point as well. He really needed to tag out. Dive from the top rope. Gets caught by an atomic drop, allowing the tag to Dan Hare. An exploder suplex. There's a power slam. Rayo breaks up the count. Low blow, Rayo suicide dive, takes out 2, and then I'm almost at the finish, so I'm going to let you, if you have the finish, you can do it.
No, but I have, Greene's pants are grandpa style. Oh, yeah.
What? I don't remember that.
George wins with a schoolboy.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I have something totally different. I got Money Greene gets pinned by Gatton.
I don't even know. I have Jeff Cannonball wins, but I have George... But I have George wins. Who's George?
Oh, is George Gatton? Is that his last name? This is a problem when we don't know these people as well. Yes, George is Gatton. It's the same person. I wrote the last name, you wrote the first name.
And wins with a schoolboy.
Okay, alright, fair enough. I was going to say, we used to be so good at this a year ago when we didn't know what we're doing. The more notes we take, the worse we get. We get sidetracked so easily when we focus on other things.
So you write the first name on. I usually write the last name.
I'm not familiar with George Gatton, I've got to say.
Honestly, I don't really know. Because, like, I was just watching a match with the Castle Gates, and I wrote a person's first name, but the other guy's last name.
Uh-huh.
And then same thing. Well,
I guess if you're not as familiar with them, you just go with what first comes into your mind. Now, having said this, all the people
I think I write, like, the easier name to remember.
Well, that makes sense as well.
Like, Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
All the people that we talked about that we didn't know in this match, there's one person we did know we didn't mention at all, Rayo. We saw Rayo on your birthday last year, and we actually got his autograph, and he's really good.
NXT, right?
I really like him. He featured in a match on NXT. I don't think he's on their roster or anything, but no, he's really good. Now, after the match, Greene actually berates Rayo and tells him, as he's hired help, he was supposed to stop that from happening. And I don't think Rayo paid much attention to it anyway.
I don't think he's come back since, has he?
I'm not sure. We've still got lots of matches we haven't seen. I think our first Nova Pro event, and I'm guessing right now, was probably about 24, something like that. So we've got another 21 matches to catch up on, so who knows? He might have appeared. I honestly don't know. All right, match 3 is Brandon Date versus Bobby Shields.
Again, I don't think I have too much for this match.
Okay, shall I do something before the match starts then?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's actually chance of let's go Bobby. Let's go, Bobby. Clear face at this point. Big fan favourite, and now how times have changed because all he does now is kick people in the dingo, and basically is a big heel right now. And also, the reason Brandon Day was in this match, he was actually part of a tag team in the Z1 that we saw. But his partner was injured, Kevin Ford said on commentary. So that was part of the reason this match actually came in.
Is Robbie wrestle anywhere else?
I don't know. We're talking about MCW right now. The tag team is Robbie and Bobby. I don't know. I'm not sure what Robbie's full name is. He might have been. We might have seen him. I just don't know. I remember the first time we even went in there, I didn't even recognise that Robbie and Bobby was Bobby Shields to begin with. Yeah. Because they looked so different in terms of their character. And we weren't that close to them. But it was only later when I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even notice that at all.
Oh yeah, I remember like it was on my birthday and Robbie. No, it was Bobby that couldn't appear because he just had a little plate and Bobby's face on it. That's right. Except it wasn't Bobby's face; it was just like a smiley face.
That's why we didn't recognize. Now that's why we didn't recognize him because he wasn't actually there. It was when we looked at the poster later.
No, I thought it was from the second one that we actually realized. The second time we went to MCW.
Yes, but there was a poster that had them both on, and then it was like, oh, that's what it was. Oh,
and another thing was we got an autograph at the second time from Robbie and Bobby, and
that's only one of them was there.
Yeah, except Bobby was there, so he autographed Robbie too.
He did. Yeah, he signed them both. I thought that was good. I got a few things for this match then. Bobby was out of the ring, but he gets back in after a 7 count. Looked like a low blow kick from Bobby, which is, we just talked about, that's kind of his current form. Brandon dominates, but reacts to the crowd instead of finishing off Bobby, and then I'm almost at the end.
I have some more. Okay. Bobby gets powerbombed on the apron, and then he does we were talking about this earlier, the difference between Frankensteiner and Hurricane Rana. I have it down on here. Frankensteiner is when you get dropped on your head, and Hurricane Rana is when you get dropped on your side.
Oh, and we couldn't remember. You asked me, and I said, I don't remember anymore. So that was good that you took notes at that point. That's funny how that would come up. I just watched that literally 15 minutes ago.
I have the ending. Bobby wins with a chicken wing.
I got one thing before that. Bobby is about to get slammed, but he turns it into a tornado DDT, and I'm assuming that's probably how he manages to get the submission move in then as well. And Bobby's actually the first person who is 2-0 at Nova Pro. He won his first match at Z1. I'm going to keep alternating between Z and Z, I've decided. And so he was actually the first person who actually got two wins on the Nova Pro roster.
How do you spell Z? It's just like Z?
Z-E-D. And you spell Z, Z-E-E. It's not a word, it's a letter.
I know.
You can't spell it. It's very confusing. Alright, match 4. Logan, Easton, Laroux versus Chet Sterling. Now, Chet Sterling actually tagged with... against Bobby Shields and Alexander James in our first ever event that we went to at Nova Project 3. Because I remember saying, I recognised the name, and I couldn't remember why I recognised it, so I had to go back and look.
Logan Easton Laroux, he takes the mic from...
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. And so what happened was he has to steal Brian's cards just to read out his own names because he couldn't remember it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that
When he was reading it, he had to look at the notes.
Oh, now the one thing he improvised though was he actually called Donald Trump as president.
Yeah.
He read that out, and it was I don't remember many people talking about that at that point, but I guess it was still a year before, so I guess it was known that he was going to run, but I don't think he was the favourite at that point. I got one more moment before that. He offered a little kid a high five, and then when the kid went for it, he drew his hand back, which is a perfect heel moment. I thought that was really good.
And then like the person in the sanctuary January, who like goes for the high five, fakes him out, then puts his finger in his ear. Jackson does that with me all the time now.
The first commentator actually got his name wrong. He referred to him as Logan, Easton, Laroux. And then the second commentator corrected him. He said, yeah, I'm going to give him the correct name because I don't want him coming over here. Which I thought was a kind of a funny moment for the commentator. Okay, what do you got for this match?
Elvis is, Chet...
Elvis?
No, Elvis is on Chet's leg.
Oh,
like Elvis
okay.
Presley.
Uh-huh.
And then you saw it, but then I saw it and then I showed it to you, and then I asked if that was Elvis Presley, and then you actually said it was, which I was surprised, and I wonder why he has that on his leg.
I don't know, it sounds like more like a honky tonk man type of thing. Because it's kind of more of that sort of era type of thing. And Honky Tonk Man's just been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you knew that. Oh. He was the second person who's been announced into the class.
Oh, I was thinking like WWE, and I was like...
I actually thought Honky Tonk Man was in the Hall of Fame, to be honest. Well, considering we might be releasing this in April, I think we might just have given away that we're recording this in March. But anyway, it's actually the first day of March day. I guess that's fine. That doesn't make any difference.
Oh, they have the Hall of Fame on the... Are you going to the Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh. I just thought that the Hall of Fame when Mark Henry got inducted was January.
No, it's alright. Like it's a few days. It's always a few days before WrestleMania. Oh. I think they might have moved the date this year. It seems so recently. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a year. Considering WrestleMania's next month, it does not seem like 11 months. Yeah, this year's absolutely flying by.
I feel like that WrestleMania has been a whole bunch longer than the Hall of Fame. I see something. Logan does an axe hammer to Chet, and then Chet punches his stomach, and then Logan does a full flip. That was like really cool.
Anything else?
No.
I got a nice suicide dive by Chet. Chet kicks out of a brainbuster, and I pretty much got the ending. That's it.
You can go ahead.
Actually, I don't have the finisher at all. I just got Chet joins the 2-0 club. He obviously won his first match as well. And as they're exiting the ring, Logan leaves in a huff, and he's like, "Get out of my way." He was being very good. His character is very, very similar. I like the fact that he still has those same sort of traits.
Oh, I have it. So Logan's arguing with the ref, and then he pushes the ref. Chet, he dives on top of Logan for the 3 count.
Oh, that does sound familiar, actually, a little bit. Yeah. Alright, match 5 is Frankie Picard versus Arik Royale. Now, I got a little quote right from the start here, so let me start with that. May 2016, Cage Match Review says, "I have known Frankie since the 16th Dojo Wars in Blackwood, New Jersey. I find it amazing how much he has grown in that ring. Him winning the CZW Wired Championship is such an amazing accomplishment."
Wait,
he was a CZW title holder.
He fights death matches too?
He puts his heart and soul into everything he does, whether it's wrestling or trying to promote his matches. He's a very nice guy in person and would go out of his way to make you feel better. He takes the hard hits and he throws them. So I was impressed by that because I didn't know Frankie Picard at that point. So I'm glad somebody gave me a little bit of extra details on that.
Frankie Picard, that's really surprising. I thought he was in like New Jersey and then he got injured or something and didn't come back or something.
That's where CZW is, New Jersey.
Oh. Like, did he get injured or something and didn't come for a long time?
Not sure. I did see, also, because I was looking through Twitter, Ricky posted something as well. He'd seen him at Nova Pro. Oh. And he made some comment about it. So we might see him again when we get to some of these later events. But I haven't seen him since we've been going, let's put it that way. And the other thing I noticed as well was Arik looked so young. Yeah. Even though it was only 3 years ago. And also, there was no response to his yay as well. He went up and was like, yay! And now you get an immediate response. Nothing. Not one person. So, obviously they didn't realise that you're supposed to respond to that.
I've been watching Kurt Angle, his video, and then, like, it's like the Kurt Angle Essential Collection or something. And Arik Royale has the same A on his pants as Kurt Angle.
You noticed, yeah, I remember you pointing that out, actually, and before you'd even started watching that video, I think, possibly. Because I remember you said it was the same A as somebody else, and I was like, oh, you're really good on that. I'm not very good on attention to detail like this at all. I have one random comment written down again. I'm sure it's because it's Arik Royale. It says, 1 hour Space Jam. And I got 3 question marks after it. I have no idea what that means.
Why do you write these?
I don't know.
You're just doing this to torture me.
No, it obviously meant something at the time. Well, I know why I wrote Space Jam, because it had Arik Royale in it, but I don't know. It's up to you. Do you have anything for this match? I only have the competitors again.
Arik Royale should be in Space Jam.
Why? Does he like Space Jams?
Yeah.
In case you don't know, Space Jam is coming out in 2021 with LeBron James. Yeah. Come on, give us a finish. All right, I'll give you the finish then. Arik gets a pin. We kind of missed it. I put 2-0 club. So he also won his first match. And we knew that Arik had a really good start when he was at Nova Pro. So I knew he was going to win this match straight away before it even started.
So Pickard has like a submission on Arik. And then Arik could have gone for the bottom rope, but for some reason he went for the top rope. That was very weird. And Frankie Pickard was trained by Drew Gulak.
Did I give you that?
No.
How did you know that?
Because Jason said so.
Oh, you heard that somewhere else?
Okay. I have something weird on my notes, too. Jason said Space Jam, and I hope the Mont Face Jam.
Who? Are we talking about Jason from Nova Pro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the one on commentary.
Yeah, Jason Heat.
Jason said Space Jam, and I hope he meant Face Jam. Oh, okay. Jason said Space Jam and I hope he meant Face Jam.
I got you. Oh, I remember the thing and that's why I put that as well. Yeah, we were going to re-listen to it. That was the reason I put that. I think that was a time reference. This was an hour into the match. We meant to go back and listen to it to find out what he said. But yeah, I think you're right. Because I was dying with laughter. That was the reason why we couldn't figure it out. Because we're like, did he just say Space Jam? For a wrestling move? So yeah, we think that might have been a little slip up there.
I had to read my notes like 3 times. I couldn't even think
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I remember. This is the problem when we were supposed to record like the day after. I don't know why it took us a month to record after watching it. Obviously we've learned a lesson here. We're not going to do that again. Alright, let's get to match 6. Beau, Crockett and Innocent Isaiah from the Pink Pride Nation. And they were facing the Bravado brothers. Now, I thought it was really weird, actually, seeing Beau Crockett and Innocent Isaiah together. Because clearly Beau was still his heel, and Innocent Isaiah was clearly a face. And to put a face and a heel together like that seemed really strange. And I actually mentioned that on Twitter. I said it was really strange to see them together in 2016, considering what we know in 2019. And actually, Innocent Isaiah responded. And he said, it was really weird in 2016 too, but we made it work. And they did.
I think the Bravado brothers grew 9 inches.
Oh, that was this match. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, as they came out, they actually spelt the caption wrong on TV. They put the Bravado brothers. I don't know why somebody did spell check that one, but
I think because I sort of remember them on the first event as like 5'10", and then they're like really big now.
You said the opposite. They didn't grow; they shrunk.
No,
you said they shrunk 5 to 9 inches in 3 months.
They grew.
They grew 5 to 9 inches in 3 months.
No, they grew 9 inches.
9 inches. Yeah, that's definitely not true. That makes no. I've heard of growth spurts before, but you don't get that. That would be ridiculous for 9 inches anyway. And for grown men to suddenly have a 9-inch growth spurt, I'm gonna guess this might be the Mandela effect when you misremember something. There's no way they grew 9 inches in that time. Weren't they listed as their height as like 6'8" or something?
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's no way they grew
like
from
5'12" or something. Like
5'12", but there's no such height.
5'11", I mean.
5'12" is 6 foot.
I mean 5.
Yeah, there's no way you'd go from 5'11" to 6'8". That just wouldn't happen. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to give another moment while you start looking through your notes to see if you have anything.
Oh, is it?
Innocent Isaiah takes his shirt off, and they want Bro to take his jacket off, and there's a sarcastic cheer of, this is wrestling. This is wrestling. Bro didn't want to take his jacket off for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if he was embarrassed by
For some
his
reason
body.
on here it says ding dong sounds dumb.
I have the phrase. They did an atomic drop, and the commentator said, right in the ding-ding. And you immediately said, no, not ding-ding. It's got to be dingo. Mm-hmm. So you heard it originally on commentary from somebody, didn't you?
No, it was
dingo?
Buff Ref.
Oh, it was Buff Ref who said it? And what did he say?
He said, is your dingo okay?
Oh, he said dingo. Okay.
Because remember when Bobby Shields gave, like, the debut guy?
Yeah.
Blow?
Yeah.
That's when we were standing right there next to him.
Okay.
He said,
didn't you say somebody at school also says ding-ding or something?
No, ding-a-ling.
Oh, ding-a-ling, that's right, because we talked about the Chuck Berry song as well. Now, actually, and I didn't realise this, the Bravado brothers are really good. They actually beat the Briscoes, it mentioned. It mentioned that they beat the Hardys. It said that they're like one of the best tag teams in the world at this point. And it was like, oh my god, well, if you're beating the Briscoes and the Hardys, I would certainly agree with that. You're looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
Yeah, and they really did grow 9 inches.
Sure. Alright, what else you got for this?
We didn't see why something that match, that's why I don't Like, I don't know. It's something about him growing 9 inches again.
Yeah, you already did that. Okay, so it's me then. Cheap shot by Beau. Teammate tries to come in. Beau claps, making it sound like a tag, which it wasn't. And the ref didn't realise that, so he managed to get in. Beau came in after grabbing Lancer's foot and taking out the other brother. Isaiah kissed Beau on the mouth to thank him, which I thought was hilarious because he rescued him. But then he lost the match because he actually got pinned for that. Because they weren't concentrating, because I think Beau was kind of disgusted by that. But I thought that was really funny that Isaiah gave him a kiss on the mouth. Okay, anything else for this?
I have why they grew 9 inches.
Go ahead.
They put 9-inch sole on their feet.
Of course they did. Match 7, Ethan Chase versus... Is it Chase? I thought it was Ethan Case.
No,
did I write it down wrong?
Ethan Chase.
Oh, it is Chase? Okay.
Yeah.
Ethan Chase in a... Oh, versus Sanjay Dutt. Ethan Chase came out with the Money for Nothing intro. You might be good at noticing the clothing. I'm normally pretty good at picking out the music as well. So, not always. If it's classic songs, I am anyway.
He's the PWI championship, and he got it from Lance Lude.
He did. Now, I'm not sure. I'm trying to look through here very quickly to see what I wrote down, because I actually do have a memory from that. And I said, I actually posted this on Twitter as well. And I mentioned it to the Ducklings, and Coach Mikey actually responded. He said that was actually the first time that he'd ever seen Lance Lude. Oh. And Ethan Chase actually showed him on his, I guess it was his phone. This will be, 2016, they definitely have phones. He showed the match between Lance Lude and Ethan Chase on the phone. That was the first time Coach Mikey had ever seen Lance Lude. Oh. So that shows you the Ugly Ducklings have not been together that long again. Because that's only 3 years ago. We've known them for 18 months now. They haven't been together that long.
Is Coach Mikey a wrestler?
You tell me?
I don't know. Did he wrestle before he was in the Ducks?
That I don't know. That sounds like a good question for you to ask next time.
He's not one of the Ducks that actually wrestles full matches.
He doesn't do full matches now, and I don't know if he had an injury at some point, because I think we asked him at one point. Weren't they missing somebody for the Cybernetica or something? And they had the Ducks already, and we were like, Coach Mikey, and then I don't think.
And then he asked me to do it.
So I don't know. That's one we can certainly ask him for the future. Yes, and that was the first thing I wrote down. Yeah, that Ethan Chase actually beat Lance for that title, and then I made sure I wanted to include that. What do I have? Mason doesn't have much, as he's got his pen on his chest, and he couldn't rub it out. And we were arguing about when he gets control of his Twitter account.
When did that happen?
I would never remembered that. You were complaining. You're like, I got pen on my chest. I'm like, what are you talking about? You had a pen mark on your chest, and you were trying to rub it out, and it wouldn't rub out. And you went to get some water or something, and it wouldn't rub out. I don't remember if it came off in the shop, but you got totally distracted on this one. Then you were arguing about when you got control of your Twitter account. Like, do I get my Twitter account when I'm 13? I'm like, I don't know. And yeah, so you probably don't have hardly anything for this match at all. I'd forgotten the pen. How do you get a pen on your chest? Were you trying to draw yourself a tattoo?
No, I was trying to
missed the paper and went whoop, and then got it on your chest.
No, I put the cap on. I was trying to put the cap back on, and then I put it on the wrong side. I put it on the wrong side.
Jabbed yourself in the chest.
No, I have the cap. I took the cap off so I could write. And then, I have the cap here. And then I put it on.
And pushed it straight into your chest.
I put it on. So
you didn't have your shirt on at that point?
No, I did. It was on my shirt.
Oh. No, it wasn't on your shirt.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not. It was on your body. It was not on your shirt.
No, it wasn't.
All right, well, you can argue as much as you like.
No, it wasn't.
But it was on his body. I'm glad I recorded that. I'm glad I wrote that part down. What have I also got here? A couple of boots to the face from Sonjay.
You fell
sending Ethan's face into the middle buckle. He tries a pin, but he kicks out. The crowd is definitely behind Sonjay. There was big cheers of "Let's go Sonjay." And they've actually announced that, because we were wondering, he got injured versus Jonathan Gresham. He didn't appear at all in 2018. And they've actually just announced for the March 30th event that it's probably going to be his final Nova Pro event. So it was nice full circle to see. At least we know that he's okay. I don't think he's joined WWE from what I've heard. Mm-hmm. I think as part of the writing crew. Do you have anything?
No.
I didn't notice it until now, but the ceiling was really high at that place.
Yeah.
Some of the places...
Oh yeah, they had 2 rings.
Oh, you noticed there was 2 rings as well. But sometimes you look at those jumps and you're like, they got to time it perfectly. This one, the ceiling was really high. I don't know if it was like a warehouse or something. Top rope, jump from the top, there's a pin, kick out at 2 from... See, I put Case this time. I wonder if it is Ethan Case. No?
No, it's Chase.
All right. Sonjay got pushed into buff ref. There was an ace crusher. Sonjay kicked out at 11 because the ref was out of it. He got pushed into buff ref. Buff ref went down to the floor. They tried to pin, and it was like a count. And then finally, when the ref did come back, he managed to kick out at what, for the ref's perspective, was like 2.5. I have Logan hit Sonjay with a boot, and then Ethan wins. So Logan came out and interfered in this match. Logan gets the belt for Ethan as the ref raises his hand. And as everyone leaves, Logan tries to get Sonjay, but he reverses it. But luckily, Logan managed to escape through the rope. And I believe that was the setup so they could actually face in the very next match. I believe that was what happened. The final thing was, Sonjay got on the mic, which is pretty normal. He mentions the fact that he's a local boy. He always thanks people for coming out, for supporting the event. He's really good at doing that type of stuff.
We couldn't hear anything.
Correct. We couldn't hear anything what he was saying, though. I could hear little bits, and like an occasional word. But yeah, we couldn't hear what he was saying at all.
March 15th, Logan, Sonjay.
Yeah, and I got the same. I don't have a single thing that he said. I heard him mention that I think he's from he went to Lake Braddock High School, I think he said, or something like that. But that's because I've heard that before. But in general, yeah, we couldn't hear anything at all. And that was it. I think it was a pretty quick one. Wasn't it like a 2-hour event? Well, yeah. I don't know why we took so long to watch it, but I guess we were doing other stuff as well. And we never got around to it. Final thoughts?
No.
All right, we'll leave it at that then.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
The music was Zigzag by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.